First, I got to start by asking about just the Whitney Houston Memorial. I thought the eulogy you gave was so lovely and so heartfelt. How difficult was that?
Well, you know, when she passed, it was all over the news, and people were talking about it, and certainly there was this desire for me to speak. And
Where were you when you heard?
I was at home. I was home and preparing for my little boy's birthday party, and you know, and I could feel the world talking about her, and people I knew and people I didn't know, and there's a steady drumbeat. You know, we have all these channels, and and then as the days would drift, it was well, are you going to say something? Are you going to say something? And I was just thinking to myself, well, I know her, but everybody else is talking, and that feels good, but I don't know that I should be talking. And there comes this kind of point where you pass too far, and now it's like, well, why isn't he talking? And it's like I didn't really know what to say. I didn't have it. I felt everybody else was, and I didn't realize what this movie had meant to us people, how they linked us together. And the pressure began to mount and began to mount, and there was the idea that maybe I would present a film clip at the Image Awards, and I thought, you know, Whitney's more to me than 2 or 3 lines, introducing a clip, so to speak, and so I said no. But then I got a call from Dionne Warwick, and I could feel that Dionne was tired and that she was broken, and so much was falling on her, and she said, "Would you speak?" And I thought, I didn't hesitate. I'd been hesitating for 4 or 5 days. In fact, somebody put out a release saying something very sweet about Whitney that I didn't say. I just didn't speak. It's not my way. And but the minute she asked me, I said yes. I said I will. I will speak. And there was a great relief on Dionne's part, and then suddenly the whole pressure of this situation shifted to me, or at least I felt it did, which probably is a wrong way to look at things. You know, it was really about Whitney, but when I said yes, I kind of panicked at that point. What in the world would I say?
You also, during the eulogy, talked to Bobby Christina and addressed part of what your remarks were to her. You have kids of your own. I mean, what do you hope for her?
Well, you know, listen, life is a struggle for all of us, you know. Everybody in the room's got it pretty good, but nobody actually knows what each one of your individual troubles are. And we all have them. And young women, I think, have it tougher than anyone. They have to find their way through this world. And you know, there's no secrets now about anything, you know, about what's going on across the world and about sex and about everything. There's no secrets, and people are seeing examples of it, and you have to make sense of all of what you see. And you know, can you imagine losing your mom? That's what's happened
Especially
to
in
her.
such a public way.
Yeah, and so it's not an easy place. You know, sometimes we want to envy people, and I think you should be very happy with your anonymity. That doesn't lessen you as a person, and it may seem like, oh, easy for you to say, you know, but you know, I'm telling you, money doesn't buy your way out of problems, and it doesn't buy you happiness.
2 with Princess Diana.
That's right. Yeah.
See, you see these ladies over here. I'm telling you, they are so with you on this.
I think
you heard that too. All right, I had to ask.
That was probably, in a sense, a little bit similar to Whitney. Diane and I had been talking about doing Bodyguard too. I told her that I would take care of her just the same way.
So you were actually talking to her about it?
Yes. And she let me know that her life might be changing at some point. And so she was having her own probably internal struggles. But when she died, she was obviously all over the news. And I knew that was an interesting story that I had, but I never brought that up, and a very good reporter about a year later somehow heard something, and finally came to me, and I said, yeah, that was true. That was not that she was going to do it, that we were talking about doing it. She wanted me to write it for her. I said, I'll tailor it for you if you're interested. She goes, I am interested. And then there came from the royal family, I guess some people said, you know, that's not true. That's not true, and kind of dissed me a little bit. And I called him up. I said, don't do that. I said, because it's true. I didn't talk about when I could have a year earlier. I didn't try to make it a story. I said, somebody else found this out. And I said, it was true. I said, so don't say it's not true. And so they said, okay.
Do you think she could have been an actress?
Pardon me?
Do you think Princess Diana could have been an actress?
Well, I think, Whitney was so good in the movie because we didn't try to make Whitney do too much. It just was, the architecture of the movie was perfect for her, and we would have done the same thing for Diana. It was really, it was a pretty good little script, and it would have been the same thing. How she fit, you would have felt that it was seamless. That's what.
So
I
it was
thought.
actually a completed script?
Yes, it was a completed script, but only about 60% of it was great. It was 40% had to get. I'm pretty weird about that. Even if it's 5% not there, I think, whoa, we got trouble. We gotta. You want to get to that last line. Can we have a catch? Whatever you're doing with a movie, you want to get to that place you want people to go. And so when a script's not there, I don't have a tendency to pull the trigger. But, she asked me too. She says, "Well, will there be a kissing scene?" And I said, "Yeah."
Did she seem happy about that? Or?
She did. Well, she was the one that wanted to know. I said, "Well, we can put one in."